Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Daft on Draft podcast. I am your host. I am back. I am in the United States. I am Dalton Miller. And joined with me, as always, when I am here, is Corey Kinnan. Corey, I missed you so much. I even texted you the other day. My life has been insane. And I even had to stop and say, Corey, I miss you. And the minute I landed back in the United States, I was so ready to jump on and start grinding tape again. Like, I got back to the US and I was like, it is football season, baby. We're going to be going back to 4 episodes a week. But I introduced him and then I got sidetracked because I'm so excited about this. Corey, how are you doing today?
It's good. It's good to be back, man. We're in this thing 4 days a week again. Yeah, James held down the fort while you were gone, so appreciate you, James, for holding down the fort while I was gone, or while Dalton was gone. So, but yeah, I'm ready to get back into this thing full time again. We're in the month of August, so week 0 is going to be here in what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So,
Yep.
we are right around the corner here. So, we'll get back into our normal routine here pretty shortly. But I'm
Yeah.
excited. So this week we got what? We're gonna talk about the Bruce Feldman freak list today. We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
some edge rankings over the next couple of days, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We
we're
were
back in it.
we were gonna talk about edges, and then Bruce dropped his freak list, and it's like, well, listen, when Dane drops the beast, you talk about the beast. When Dane drops the top 50, you talk about the top 50. When Bruce Feldman drops the freak list, you talk about the freak list. And that just is
Yep.
what it is. So immediate change of plans. And I need to rant for a second because Feldman's freak list is simultaneously my second favorite thing in the world behind the beast, and my least favorite thing in the world because I am a psychopath when it comes to all of the fitness side of things. And so I do love hearing about these freaks. What I don't love is the lack of education, I guess is the way to say it, around body fat percentages and just a lot of juiced numbers. Specifically, when I see that a number is coming from a team representative.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sure, because
I
these
mean, all
guys are
these
going to go to
numbers are
the
coming from
combines.
team representatives, right?
Well, I mean, not all. I mean, some of these are somewhat verified. Like, there's a lot of schools that do a really good job of like actually doing like summer combine stuff, and a lot of these guys during the pro day, these younger guys will take part of pro days as well, just to get some of the timings in. And so you do have numbers for some of these teams. Like, I know Ohio State does like spring combine stuff. Penn State does as well. And I mean, when you look at it, there's a bunch of Penn State players on the list every single year, and that's part of their strength and conditioning program. I'm quite convinced at this point that they are running the old German Olympic protocol, and they're all on T-ball because the way that they improve from year to year, and we will talk about one of those guys a little bit later, is ridiculous. But when you guys see, this is why I say all that to say this, when you guys see a body fat percentage being said about any of these guys, it's wrong. It is 100% wrong, because when you look at a professional bodybuilder on stage, that is between 4 and 8% body fat. Not a single one of these football players is near that. Maybe 8 to 10, some of these wide receivers, some of these corners. But when you see somebody say a defensive end, an edge rusher is 12% body fat, they're probably not.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost certainly not if they're over 240 pounds. So that's all I got to say about that.
That's great to point out. That's a great thing to point out here as we dive into this discourse here. But you know, a lot of good, obvious things for some of these guys, right?
Yeah.
Like we knew we would see Jeremiah Smith. We knew we would see Nick Carter. We knew we would see Zane Durant. There's some fun names on here though.
Yeah, but
So
can we talk about Zane Durant real quick?
Yeah, let's go. Let's start there.
Because 4.66 would be the record for a defensive tackle. He's quick, but I don't think he's Kalijah Cansey quick.
No, He's definitely linearly explosive though. So like if
Yeah.
and he's only
He
like
crosses
280. So
face really well.
yeah, he's
But
only
still,
280 too.
4.66 to 280 is ridiculous. I mean, what was
It would
Kansas?
be.
273?
Yeah, he was under. He was pretty small.
Yeah.
So
And then Donald was a 4.68 at
jeez, he
290
was
or
like
something like
290. Yeah, somewhere around
that.
there too. Damn. Yeah, that would be insane. But I mean, we
That
know
would be.
Xandurant's an explosive athlete.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
but
he's a
I
Penn State
want to,
guy. He's a Penn
yeah,
State guy.
I want to, yeah,
So
exactly. I do want to bring up another defensive tackle real quick. Dante Corleone,
yeah, dude.
336 pounds, 6 foot. So we're talking about like Puna Ford type of size here, and a 171 10-yard split and a 7.44 cone at 336 pounds at 6 foot. That is a stout young man right there.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
mean, we know that he can move. We are both big fans of his. We've kind of both been big fans of his for like 18 months now, because we
Yeah.
watched him over summer.
Last year.
Yeah, so it's been a while with him, man, and I'm really excited to see what he's able to do in his last year. See if he's able to continue to show improvement in his pass rush repertoire. Because I think if he shows a little bit there, you're looking at a dude who could be a legitimate, late two kind of guy. Because just nose tackles don't usually go all that high, and when you're 6 foot tall, you're definitely not going to go very high.
Yeah, and you just gotta hope that the bill of health stays clean too.
Yeah.
With Corleone for sure too. But yeah, some fun defensive tackles in here, man. Some fun big boys in general. Some iffy claims about some big boys of like Caden Proctor. For one, Caden Proctor, they said he's at 366. I would say he's
Yeah.
put that number north of 366.
Yeah, probably.
He's a big boy.
He could probably stand to lose 66 pounds.
Yeah.
815 squat. Great claim. I want to see it. Listen, if you're squatting 800 pounds,
Yeah, put it on video.
It better be on video.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you for a fact, I saw Kamari Copeland's 10 reps at 605, and those were 10 very good reps at 605. I mean, he was really bottoming out hard. Like, it is not a squat that I would ever want to see anybody do, but he was down past 90 degrees on each one of those 10 reps, and that young man was pushing. So shout out to Kamari Copeland for that. I mean, that is freaky stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, there are a few in there that actually have videos. Actually have video. This one's not on your list either, but did you see the Trevor Gooseby 360 dunk video that's in the
I did watch the video. That doesn't really shock me all that much, because when you're 6'7" and
360 though?
We know, yeah, but he's 6'7". I mean, I know he's getting up there, but that doesn't matter because Gooseby is a freak athlete. Like we know this. Like I was talking to a very big Texas fan on Twitter for a second. I was like, I legitimately think from what I saw from him, and you need to see a lot more, and maybe he even goes back to school after this year, depending on what happens. But we're looking at somebody with like Tristan Wirfs level of athleticism at the position, and for how good he was in the fire that he was thrown into in his performances. He was facing all of the best defensives in college football. Every single time he had to step on the field, and he did it both at left and right tackle. And we both talked about this before. He is much more natural on the left side than he is the right side. But that dude is a freak athlete.
Yeah. I thought he was a little bit stiff on tape, but linearly, like very, very explosive. I hope that I'm wrong about the stiffness. Again, a lot of it, you could definitely tell the right side stuff was not pretty compared to the left side stuff, but I mean, he's in the freak list as well.
I think some stiffness can be overcome if you have good feet,
length,
and explosiveness. Like I think, when I look at defensive ends and edge rushers, you can survive not being like incredibly loose overall if you have good lateral mobility, lateral agility, and then a little bit of length as well. So I think that you can survive like that.
Yeah. It's also worth mentioning they had him listed at a 20-mile-per-hour top speed in Feldman's freak list as well.
Yeah, I wonder what game that was, because I remember him getting outside on one of those games and moving.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's whack. That's whack.
yeah.
Some really fun, like, big boy stuff in there.
Some really fun, like, running backs and linebacker stuff here too. Arion Carter jumping 40 inches at 235 pounds is pretty wild. That's an insane little claim there. Do you think Nick Singleton actually runs a sub 4.4?
Yes.
Do you think so?
I think he can. Yeah. So the thing is, he runs heavy,
He does.
like Pacheco heavy, like the earth shaking kind of flat footedness when he runs. But I bet he could.
They said he's outdoing some of Saquon's gym numbers,
That's
which
whack.
is insane.
Penn State has no reason to lie about this stuff, though. Like,
No,
if there's one
Penn
school that has
State
no
doesn't.
reason to lie about it, it's freaking Penn State.
And we need to stick to Penn State here real quick, because Tony Rojas,
Yeah,
4.37, improved from a 4.50. He improved his vert.
I mean, 4.50 itself would have been like freaks with list worthy.
Yeah, and then he improved his 34-inch vert to a 37.5, and he got clocked at 22.5 miles an hour. So where is this on tape, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, none of those testing numbers have to do with his eyes, but
where is that
yeah,
speed
I don't
on
know.
tape?
Those Penn State linebackers on tape, not very good. Not very good.
No,
yeah,
the transfer.
we'll see
The
if it
transfer
translates
is
to
the
tape.
best one of
You know,
all.
new defensive coordinator this year.
Yeah.
Jim Knowles. We'll see if Jim Knowles can fix something there. But yeah, the Penn State linebackers as is from last year's defense.
The craziest thing that I saw on Feldman's freak list of the entire thing had to be Kansas running back Kamari Copeland, Kansas running back Daniel Hishaw Jr. jumping 43.5 inches after 2 significant hip injuries.
Yeah.
What? How are you still explosive after you're like my grandpa at this point?
Yeah, he's got a chance to be your Bashal Tootin of this year's class.
Have you watched
this tape's good? I haven't watched. No, I haven't watched a single second. But like that guy,
that
like,
explosiveness.
I don't care about his injury history. I'm gonna pound the table for this guy.
Yeah,
it's funny.
They said he runs heavy. They said he runs hard. So I'm very interested in watching him. I think he's an older guy. They were, I think Feldman was talking about
he's
21,
at least a 5th year.
21 or 22 were the injuries. So
yeah.
Chris Hilton, LSU wide receiver, like all those LSU wide receivers.
Watch the end of the season tape when he finally gets healthy and plays.
All of those LSU wide receivers can fly, but he is so fast. You're right,
fast.
dude. When he was healthy, it was impressive.
Play strength could be better, but yeah,
he's small.
Yeah,
but
dude can freaking fly. Yeah. Any other wide receivers on this? Oh, well, there's the big wide receiver. There's a couple big wide receivers. Nick Harbor. Let's start there. Everybody knows Nick Harbor's a freak athlete. That's been his thing since he was getting recruited. Nick Harbor's 6 foot whatever, and he's 245 pounds, and he's a track star.
245.
Yeah. So like, everybody knew that. I'll let you get back on your body fat soapbox though, if you want
to. I mean, they just said he was 5% body fat. Like, that's just not true. It's just not true. If you are 5% body fat at 245 pounds, you are, first of all, miserable, because anybody who gets down to that level of body fat is in a steep caloric. Like, you're not going to be able to play a football game at 5% body fat. You're not. There are some guys out there who can like legitimately function as a human being and like in the gym at 6, 7, 8% for a couple of months. But hormonally, it will destroy you if you are not on special sauce, and you will be absolutely gassed. Like, you would not be able to play a football game at that body fat percentage. So no, not 5% body fat. Still a freaky build. Still ran a 10.11 And I don't know if he's running track at 245. Like, he might have to eat a lot during the football season to stay that big. But I don't know why you would want to stay that big at wide receiver. Like, it would make sense if he was playing like a tight end role, or if they put him on the edge,
or if he was rushing the passer.
But like, I don't think he would be a very good like, because I mean, he's got some explosiveness, but he's stiff. Like,
he is stiff, and he can't track a ball to save his life, or clap catches everything. But great athlete, really good athlete. Nick Harbor is. The main wide receiver,
is the big version of Anthony Schwartz is what he is. He's the Monstar version of Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah, he's the Monstar Anthony Schwartz. That's really funny. That's a good one. Jeremiah Smith. Are you surprised at all by any of the section on Jeremiah Smith?
No.
Maybe
the bench
press,
press,
everything.
Maybe the bench press, because he's got to have long arms. So being able to do 20 reps at 225 is really impressive. And he said he was only able to do like 5 when he went to Ohio State. So he has definitely gotten quite a bit stronger in the first couple of years. That dude is he's the best player in college football.
Of next draft season, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's very much Marvin Harrison Jr.-ish, except for he's bigger and stronger.
And more explosive. Yeah. This is a Julio Jones regen.
He will probably end up being the best wide receiver that we've ever watched.
Have you ever given any prospect a perfect grade?
No, nobody will ever. I mean, nobody can get a perfect grade because nobody's perfect at everything.
That's fair. I think he might be as close to a perfect grade as I'll ever give. I mean, that's hard to say a year out, but based on what he did at 19 as a true freshman.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
Big time freak.
I'm going to let you get on your soapbox real quick.
Yeah, dude.
Because
my guy,
John Michael Gillenborg,
baby.
Talk about him.
So I'll preface this with saying I had a scout reach out last week and say, hey, I was actually in Wyoming, and that dude's quads up close are very big. Very big. He told me when I interviewed him, and it's verified by NFS data, he's up to 251 as well. So he straight up told me, like, I never had to block because we always had tight ends who could block. And he's like, that's not the case anymore. I'm the senior. Like, so he's like, I really want to become that well-rounded guy. He kind of told me he said 10-9 broad jump. He told me 10-9, which would have cleared every tight end in last year's class in broad jump, by the way. So that, and he told me his cleans and his squats were up there. He said up there. That's what he told me. He wouldn't give me a number. So there's a number right here, 500 and 350, or bench 350 and clean 335. So, I mean, it's not a shock if you go back and he got a Division I offer based off of 3 football games, and he got one from attending a high school combine, like a recruiting combine before he ever played football. And he got an offer from Columbia just off of that because he jumped 36 and ran a 4.6 as an 18-year-old or 17, 18-year-old who'd never played football before, and got an offer right off of that. So, not surprising, but apparently he's even more explosive, even more big this offseason now. So, and being a fluid mover, I'm interested because at 6'5", legitimate 6'5", he's a really fluid route runner, like really fluid mover in and out of breaks. So if he can still do that as he's put on probably 15 pounds of muscle, and he's still that fluid of a guy in and out of breaks and learns how to run block a little bit, I mean, we're probably talking about a top 50 player. He's already my tight end 3 coming into the season.
But we need to have the same conversation about him as we kind of had about Harold Fannin Jr. Why is a guy like this not going somewhere else right now, not transferring? Because
we talked about, he's like, I got offers, I'm not going anywhere.
It's just weird.
That's what he told me.
I get it. I just wish I selfishly wish that he would have moved up, because I want to see him against better athletes, because that dude is not fair pushing the scene in the Mountain West.
even catching a ball in the flat and turning and running up the sideline, it's not fair. Like he's
Yeah.
cooking dudes in the open field
You
at
gotta
200.
you gotta absolutely love a former basketball player turned tight end. It's just
You have to.
impossible not to love that player.
Now he's got to catch a little better through contact than he did last year. That's like my biggest gripe. You got to catch through contact a little bit better. But I mean, yeah, uh, I think if he can learn to block even a little bit, we're talking about a potential top 50 player.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of guy we're talking about.
Do you want to talk about some freaky quarterbacks real quick?
Yeah, dude. There's a
Um,
couple of them.
Sellers is obviously the big one, but I want to talk about Byron Brown. And I talked about him a little bit when we talked about quarterbacks, just because he is. Think about Lenoris Sellers without the high end medical quarterback play. And that's kind of what you get. Like, very big, like 6'3, 6'4, 235 pounds, really freaky athlete. I believe he and Jaden Daniels were the only two guys 2 years ago to throw for 3,000 yards and rush for over 800 yards. Like, this is a legitimate offensive weapon for South Florida. 232 pounds, hit 22 and a half miles an hour in a game in 2023. This is a very, very good athlete, and I am very interested to see if he is able to show any growth as a legitimate quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, I wish he was a little bit of a, he's got some Ritter vibes to me as a passer, some Desmond Ritter vibes. So a big leap this year. Again, Tennessee, former Tennessee Heppel disciples has taken over South Florida. So he's going to have the opportunity to air it out like crazy again this year. Hopefully stays healthy this year as well. But freak athlete, I want to see a little more efficiency coming from him as a passer. Again, he's only 20 though. He's a redshirt junior, but he's only 20, which is crazy. A fourth year to be that young. But so again, he could go back to school again next year or transfer up next year if he has a good year. We'll see there. Who else do we got here that you want to hit on? There's a couple more. Gabe Akis, 12% body fat at 270 pounds.
Yeah, it's just not true. It's just not true. Yeah,
I've liked Gabe Akis since he was a true freshman, playing full on starting as a true freshman. So
yeah, they tried to say Peter Woods was like 15% body fat or something like that, and like you can see a visible gut on him as he is standing there. And, like, it's just not true. Is he a freaky athlete? Yeah, he's one of the best players in college football. Is he anywhere near 15% body fat? No. And that's okay. We don't need to lie about this stuff.
Right. Right.
The one that really kind of stood out to me, because I was going through and I was like trying to see like further down the list, because at the top of the list it is a lot of like the best college football players, but they like also are the best college football players and they are putting up freaky numbers. I went down and I saw William and Mary cornerback Jalen Jones, 6'1" maybe, but with a verified 6'5" wingspan. And I was like, Dan Quinn is drafting that guy immediately. That's my exact thought. Dan Quinn corner right there. Might be in round 7. I have no clue if he is any good at football. Dan Quinn doesn't care. He'll draft him.
It's Dan Quinn or it's Mike Tomlin. Those two guys who love really long corners. So that's funny. There was one more that caught my eye here. Because we were just talking about South Florida and Byron Brown. There's a South Florida wide receiver on here, Keyshawn Singleton, listed at 6'3", 215 as a sophomore, who wears a triple XL sized glove.
Love that.
A triple XL sized glove.
Are his hands good though?
That's a good question. I mean, he's not even a draft eligible, so I haven't watched a second of it.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, hit 22 miles an hour and squatted 535 pounds at 6'3", 215. Wide receiver, according to the Feldman list.
Yeah.
So very interesting. Very interesting. But that's it. Actually, there's one more because he's been a sleeper on my radar for a while. Have you watched Tulane guard Shadre Hurst by chance?
No.
Dude, he's tiny. He's listed at like 6'2", 285. So very tiny. But the dude's a freak athlete, and you can see his foot speed on tape. And he's in here as well. Listed as with a 375 power clean. a 450 bench press, and a 600 squat, and a trap bar deadlift at 635 for 3 reps. I've heard he's moving to center too, which I think would be great, and he's up to 300. I know an agent who's kind of pursuing him as a client. But Shadre Hurst is a really good offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman.
I'll watch him because I'll watch it. Listen, I'll watch any Tulane game if they're wearing those blue jerseys.
Oh, with the helmet, the white helmet with the green
line.
Love
those, dude. Mm-hmm. Love them. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Love it. Awesome. Well, I mean, obviously there's 100 guys listed. We didn't talk about all 100 guys.
Yeah,
but
and Feldman talks about guys who aren't even draft eligible yet. So like I didn't even look at it. I just skipped over them for now. I'll look at them later. But I got I got edge rushers to watch.
Yeah, a couple of like military academy guys, which those guys are all undersized and explosive athletes anyway. So it's like you kind of figure it because they all have weight requirements they have to meet.
Yeah,
so
which as a football player is gross, but from a military standpoint makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. Well, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Again, we'll be back talking about edge rushers. We've got 10 of them. We've got etched out to talk about. So kind of the big 5, and then we'll do 5 other depth guys, and we'll probably bring out some rankings.
And we've missed a couple of guys, but we will rank guys who we aren't talking about because we already watched them and talked about them during the team previews. True. So we have more than 10 guys, but we are watching 10 guys over the next couple of days to talk about them specifically.
True. If you want to hear us talk about Dennis Sutton or Kenyatta Jackson or guys like the Moore kid from Texas, like we've talked about all those guys when we were doing team breakdowns. So we're not going to.
What's his name from Oregon?
Oh, Mateo Iangole. Yeah. So we'll touch on them again if we do rank them out at the end here. But until next time, man. I think that's it. It's good to be back 4 days a week. The Athlon Draft Podcast, ready to roll into the season here. So, but until next time, I'm Corey. That's Dalton. And Dalton, hold on. You've been gone a while. What are you working on? What do you got for the people?
Oh man, guys, I got the all-22. You know that I got the all-22. You go over to my Patreon if you're trying to get jacked, if you're trying to lose weight. Got that help too there. What else am I working on, man? A lot in the shadows that is not necessarily related to the NFL draft, but I am just really, really pumped to sit down with multiple computers and just have those bad boys running and recording once the season actually starts, getting you guys the all-22 the day after these games are played, so you guys can sit down and write your blogs and record your podcasts and do your YouTube videos. That is what I want to provide the people. I love you guys.
Love it. All right. Well, until next time, this has been the Daft on Draft Podcast.